what is fulfillment to you, and
Yeah.
then how important is fulfillment in just what you're building, and
Yeah. Okay. If I were to get very real, I think sometimes when people talk about fulfillment, they can get a little kind of philosophical.
No, please go. Yeah,
about
go.
it.
Yeah.
I think there's like a couple factors. I think the simplest ones to talk about is like money is a fulfilling aspect of it. Like I need to take care of my parents. I need to take care of my family. So there certainly is the kind of fulfilling aspect of like, okay, I know that this project is going to make money. That's great. On top of that, I think there's also, I'm a kind of like outgoing, but also like somewhat egotistical person. So like there is kind of like the cool like confidence boost of like things are going well, other people are talking about it. The kind of like confidence you get from like seeing other people use your product. So I think, those are two tenets, which I'd be completely lying if I said they weren't aspects of it. But if I were to kind of peek below the surface some more, I think one of the other things that I kind of get a lot of value from is I like the complexity. Like I actually just like the fact that I've always been really into puzzles. I've always really been into just kind of games and things like that. And I think there's something really interesting about how many unknowns there are here. Like there's so many different ways that you can kind of play this like broader strategy game of building a company. And there's something cool about all the different kind of avenues and paths you can go down. I think on top of that, there's also one of the reasons I really like this company is the fulfilling aspect of kind of just helping people. I saw it kind of when I was a kid. I think there were so many people who've kind of helped me on my journey to kind of get here. My parents, teachers, mentors that I know for certain I would not be where I'm at if it wasn't for them. So I think being able to kind of pass that back and help people has been very meaningful and kind of impactful to me. Another thing that might be a bit of a weird one, the risk of failure actually really helps kind of ground me. It's something I've kind of kept going back to, and I think not a lot of people necessarily share the sentiment. But to me, when I'm in a place where I feel like there's no risk of failure, it's hard for me to kind of a big driver for me to kind of be productive and to build things is actually knowing that I can fail. Some people do really well with kind of like, positive kind of stimuli of knowing like, there's like benefits and, they can get a little like anxious about failure. Totally makes sense. But at least for me, I need to have both. Like I need to think that there's some positive benefit of this working, but I also, it's kind of like I would liken it to like deadlines with paper. Some people do really well with deadlines. Like if you give me, when I was in school, if you gave me 3 months to do something and I knew I could just like push off the paper at any point, I'm never going to do it. It's going to be fucking terrible. But if you tell me I have 2 days to write this paper, and if I don't, I'm going to fail the class, I'm going to do a hell of a fucking paper. Just because something about that, like, possible kind of mechanism of failure is actually really kind of beneficial to me.
Okay.
So I think I'd say, I know that's a long-winded answer, but I'd say I get fulfillment kind of from all those different aspects. There's, the money aspect, there's kind of the egos aspect, but there's also kind of the complexity of working on something really novel. The kind of internal feeling I get around doing something that actually helps people, moves the world forward, actually makes a positive impact and does something meaningful. So I'd say those are kind of like the main tenets for me that I find fulfillment from.